So far in this series, the highest ranked trails have usually had one thing that they do exceptionally well.
Huge scenery, amazing ride quality, iconic landmarks. But Connecticut is different. It may not dominate any one category, but what if it does almost everything well?
Today I'm riding the Farmington Canal Heritage Trail.
I'm riding the best paved bike trail in every state, trying to find the best paved bike trail in America. Each trail gets scored on 5 things: scenery, ride quality, variety, amenities, and memorability. And those scores determine where it lands in our national rankings.
And today, Connecticut gets its chance at the leaderboard.
The Farmington Canal Heritage Trail stretches 49 miles across Connecticut, from New Haven all the way to the Massachusetts state line. The trail isn't quite complete. There's a 5-mile gap around Plainville, separating the trail into 2 main sections. So I'll ride the southern section from New Haven, then jump ahead to Plainville and continue north to the state line finish. At least that was the plan, because the weather had other ideas. What should have been a 1-day ride actually ended up being 2. The ride begins in New Haven, one of America's oldest cities and home to Yale University. From here I'm heading north along a transportation corridor that's almost 200 years old.
It's proper English rainy weather here in New Haven today.
Even in the rain, Yale makes for a pretty spectacular start, but it doesn't take long for the city to begin fading away. Neighborhoods give way to trees, and the trail starts revealing a completely different side of Connecticut. One quick note about New Haven. I encountered a few uncomfortable situations along this section of the trail, including some concerning behavior and encampments alongside the route. It was only a small part of the ride, but if you're riding alone, it's worth staying alert through these more urban sections. Before this was a bike trail, it was a canal. Farmington Canal opened in the 1820s, carrying passengers and freight north from New Haven. Then the railroad arrived, boats gave way to trains, and then eventually trains gave way to bikes. That's nearly 200 years of transportation along the same corridor, and one of the best places to actually see that history is Lock 12 in Cheshire. Part of the original canal survives here, right alongside the trail. If you'd like the GPX files and trail notes for this series, check out our channel membership. And a massive thank you to all of you that have already joined.
This trail doesn't get talked about much, but what's not to love? You get to start by riding through a tunnel and through Yale University. Then you end up in scenery like this, passing locks and bridges, and there's also a state line finish.
The Farmington Canal Heritage Trail has plenty of strengths. Smooth pavement, gentle grades, clear signage, long traffic-free stretches. There's nothing complicated about riding this trail. You can just settle in and ride. As the miles add up, Connecticut's real strength starts becoming obvious: variety. Cities become suburbs, suburbs become forests, there are canal locks, bridges, parks and small towns. Just when you've settled into one type of riding, the surroundings change again. The scenery keeps changing, the quality doesn't. But there's one thing no trail can control, and Connecticut was about to bring day one to an end.
I don't know how well this rain is coming across on camera, but it's pretty heavy, so I've decided to call it a day and I'll come back tomorrow.
And that was it for day one. The rain had cut the ride short, but I wasn't done with Connecticut yet. Tomorrow I pick things up in Plainville, hopefully with better weather.
This is day 2 and I'm at the beginning of the north section here in Plainville.
New day, new section, and thankfully, better weather conditions. Now I can find out what this trail is really capable of.
The rain has finally stopped and now people are out enjoying this beautiful trail.
At this point, the trail is quietly building a very strong score. Ride quality, excellent. Variety, one of the strongest so far. Amenities, plenty. But there's one category I'm still not sure about: memorability. The Farmington Canal Heritage Trail has been consistently good. But has it been unforgettable? This part of Connecticut sits in the Farmington River Valley, an area that has been shaped by water for centuries. The river powered early mills, helped communities grow, and today gives this section of the trail much of its green wooded character. It's another reason the northern half feels so different from where we started in New Haven.
I know the weather's been a bit changeable, but I'm really enjoying this ride.
For Connecticut's trail stop, I've chosen Simsbury. Simsbury is one of those beautiful old towns you often find in this part of the country. The trail runs right through the community with restaurants, shops and parks all close by.
It's trail stop time!
I decided to visit the coffee spot. Located in a Victorian house that dates back to the 1880s, it was a perfect place to relax and take a break. I had a coffee and a blueberry scone.
Cheers.
Both were delicious, but I was keen to get back on the trail whilst the weather was good. Leaving Simsbury brings some of the prettiest riding of the entire trip. And it's hard to believe this journey started yesterday in downtown New Haven. So does the trail have any weaknesses? Honestly, not really. There are road crossings, some developed sections and the gap around Plainville, but these are all relatively minor inconveniences. After 2 days, 2 sections and far more rain than I'd planned, Massachusetts finally appears ahead.
And here I am at the state line finish with Massachusetts. What a ride. All right, we've delayed things enough. It's time for the trail score.
Connecticut scores 40 out of 50 points.
And that's a very good score for a very good trail.
No perfect category, but no real weakness either. And that's been Connecticut's story from the very beginning. 40 points puts the Farmington Canal Heritage Trail among the strongest trails in the series so far, and into a tie with South Carolina's Swamp Rabbit Trail. When 2 trails tie, I break the tie based on the overall riding experience. And this one is close, very close. I'm giving the edge to Connecticut. That puts the Farmington Canal Heritage Trail into 4th, with South Carolina moving to 5th. Would you make the same call? Let me know in the comments. 11 states down, 39 to go.
From a very wet Connecticut, thanks for riding with me, and I'll see you in the next state.